You are watching Dime a Dozen on MTGO Academy featuring Jason Moore.
Hi, folks, and welcome to this standard Pauper edition of Dime a Dozen. That's right, we are playing standard Pauper for this week's installment, and I'm going to be playing in PDCMagic.com's Monday Pauper Daily Challenge, or MPDC for short. This will be 29.04, so the fourth tournament of their 29th season. If you're not familiar with Standard Pauper, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're playing all the legal commons that are legal in Standard and currently printed at Common. And today we're going to be playing this Golgari Delve deck. It's not a deck that I came up with myself. Actually, while I was testing some other decks, I played against an opponent and an acquaintance of mine. I believe his ID is Van5891, and I'm sorry if I messed that up. And he was playing essentially this deck and beating me every single time, no matter what I was playing. And I'd watch him play some other people and he would beat them. So I figured I don't really understand this format, but I do see that this deck is winning a lot. And so I'll put it together. Now my list is a little bit different than his, but I'm going to try and describe it as best as possible. So we're playing 21 lands in this deck. It's a green-black deck, almost completely split down the middle. We have 4 copies of Jungle Hollow and 4 copies of Evolving Wilds, which fix the colors but also pile up our graveyard. Then we have a 7-6 split, a 7-6 ratio of forests to swamps. So what this deck wants to do is it wants to draw into creature threats and put a bunch of cards into the graveyard, and then use all of those cards up in the graveyard as additional mana, essentially, to ramp out really big creature threats. So we're playing a bunch of Tarmogoyfs in this deck. It's just a bunch of undercosted vanilla beaters, or beaters with one or two, really just one relevant ability on them. So how are we getting cards into the graveyard? We're playing 4 copies of Satyr Wayfinder, who can tutor up a land, basically, while putting cards in the yard. Commune with the Gods tutors up a creature. Necromancer's Assistant is a creature that also piles into the yard. And Scout the Borders is a more expensive Commune with the Gods, but gives us a lot of redundancy. We're also playing 1 copy of Rakshasa Secret. So this is a Mind Rot that also puts 2 cards into our graveyard. And you would think that a Mind Rot would not be that effective in this format, but usually it seems to do a decent job. Now you're probably wondering, well, if it does a decent job, why are you only playing 1? Well, it costs 3 mana, and that's usually pretty expensive for most of our enablers. This is the weakest of our enablers in terms of putting cards in the yard. We don't want multiple copies in our opening hand, and we don't want to be stuck in the late game with multiple copies in our hand because our opponent is hellbent. So there's more than enough reasons to only play 1. You draw it, and either it's going to be good for you, or if it's bad for you, you don't have to worry about drawing redundant copies and losing the game as a result. Same philosophy goes into our other one-ofs. Read the Bones, which is just a way to refill in a drawn-out game. And a single copy of Duress, which is a way to get a counterspell or take away their answer to our threats. Our threats are so big and unwieldy that it can be a huge problem for opponents to actually get them off the table. And I think we average about 6 Delve creatures in a game, in a reasonably long game. And that just tends to be way too much for people to deal with unless they can also stall out the board. If they can stall out the board, we have 4 copies of Epic Confrontation, which is a way to fight our guys, make them huge, have them have just a huge amount of toughness, and it pairs well with our Death Touch creatures, which we're going to show you just in a second. But this has definitely been nice as a 4 of. When we want it, we really want it. And when we don't need it, like they don't have creatures, we're probably going to win anyway. So our Delve creatures, maxing out all copies: 4 Gurmag Angler, a vanilla 5/5, 4 Hooting Mandrills, which is a 4/4 Trampler, a 3/3 flyer in the way of Sultai Scavenger. I forgot how to read there for a second. And a 3/5 Death Toucher, Shambling Attendant. So a lot of these guys are kind of interchangeable for the most part. We really just want to be jamming these threats as much as possible. There is some consideration to the sequencing of how we play them, because the attendants cost more, and then the other threats, Scavenger can die to Lightning Strike. Mandrills cannot fight against some of the other creatures in the format. So there's some things to consider. But for the most part, it's a pretty streamlined main deck. It's a little strange to test this out because you're not exactly sure how many lands to play, because Delve really warps traditional sense of a mana curve, as do all these graveyard enablers. But in testing this, the limited testing I've done, this has been fairly satisfactory, and it gives us a consistent game plan. This deck does the same thing pretty much every game, barring any extremes in terms of draws. So we have 3 copies of Duress in the sideboard, and this is to stop counter magic for the most part. It also can come in against token generators like Triplicate Spirits. There's a number of there's a Rebound token enabler. There's Flurry of Horns, which puts 2 copies of 2/3 Minotaur tokens. There's another one, I think it's Rise of the Eagles or something, that puts a couple of 2/2 bird tokens. So there's a lot of targets for this. It's just a way to stop them from stopping us. Hunter's Ambush is a fog effect that is slightly one-sided, because it allows our Mandrills and our Wayfinders to still deal damage. I'm not sure if this is the optimal choice, because I'm not 100% well-versed in the card pool, but it seems decent for now. 2 copies of Naturalize, a little bit generic, but there are heroic decks that use a lot of bestow creatures, and they also use things like Dragon's Mantle and other red auras. 2 copies of Plummet, which can also hit the heroic decks. They can hit the Akroan Crusader, Winged Steed Rider, and then there's a blue flying heroic creature as well. We can go up to 4 Rakshasa Secrets if we want, and that could come in against grindier matchups, people that are holding back cards, combat tricks, and counter magic. A second copy of Read the Bones for any matchup where we might want it. And speak of the devil, this is Van, the guy that made the deck. So we'll be talking to him in just a second. And of course, thanks to him for doing so and helping us out. And so this is for grindier matchups. And then Sedge Scorpion. Death Touch is actually really relevant in our matchups, creature matchups, because it gums up the board like no other. Nobody wants to trade their 5 mana creature for this 1/1, and it makes things really awkward. They can't use fight effects against it because it still gets the same result. And then we, of course, can use an Epic Confrontation to stop a 13/13 heroic creature with our little 1/1. So that's pretty cool too. This is Golgari Delve, and I hope you'll enjoy watching it. It's fairly fun to play. I mean, I actually don't think it's that much fun, but it does get the job done. So it's definitely worth the effort in that regard. Let me know what you think of the deck, of this presentation here, and of the gameplay. And thank all of you very much for tuning in to Dime. Oh, dozen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round 1 of MPDC 29.04. We are going to be playing against Remedio 1, and I'm going to keep this hand on the draw. We have a way to fill up our graveyard, actually several, and we also have a Delve creature. And it looks like we're playing against Azorius at the very least. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn. Next turn we might actually cast Commune with the Gods, because we're not really in need of a creature, or a land rather. This will put 4 to 5 in our yard. This will put 3 to 4. I think it's fairly close, but We also have these two to get us creatures next turn to be more on curve. So maybe I will play the Wayfinder just to get a land and have some kind of threat. It might eat a Nullify or something, but that's okay. You know, it resolves. We have 6 cards in hand, so we can pick up a land. And I'll go ahead and take a swamp here. And then we'll have 4 in the yard. So we'll just go like this, and we'll pass. So is he going to anticipate end step or do something? Raise the alarm. So it's tokens. So this is a bit of a clock. We want to be kind of conscious of that. I think I'm actually fine blocking here. The Satyr Wayfinder has done his job. And I think the only way we're going to get, or one of the ways that we do get punished here, is if we just get beat up on board and get hit with triplicate spirits and all kinds of craziness. So there's 5 in the yard now. I can commune and play a threat. I can just play a threat. It's really up to me. I think I'll commune and play a threat. And we'll see what we draw. Maybe we find something that's better than mandrills, but that's hard to really say. So of all these, he's going to have a lot of tokens on the ground. It could be the case that we want a flyer to stop triplicate spirits. We do have these 2 big ground pounders, so I think I will take that. We don't need the Wayfinder. We have plenty of ways to fill up the graveyard. But I am gonna lead on the mandrills here. We've got a very full yard. So let's see if this gets through. It does. So we're looking good then. He did not have a second raise the alarm. So he might have the... He's just going to pass. So we've kind of stopped him in his tracks, it seems. I can't think of like a trick that I want to play around. So the very first thing I'm going to do is attack. And that'll give us some more information. We figure out what we want to do from there. Okay, so here we can scout the borders, find another creature, and we still have the option of playing another mandrills or whatever. Here we find an assistant and another scavenger, and we have a couple more ways to fill the yard, and we're getting our lands pretty high up. So I'll take the other scavenger here, but I'm just going to play mandrills number 2 because it's a faster clock, and I think right now we want to put him in the ground if possible. He might have a cancel at this point, but it doesn't seem like he does. So I think he's in a lot of trouble if he doesn't have a pacifism or some way to stop these beats from coming down. So I'm just going to attack here. We don't have enough in our yard to play double scavenger. Let's see what he does. He might just get clobbered again. Yeah, he's going down to 10. So I can scout once more. I think it's fine. We've got plenty of cards in our library still. So, and we can take Angler or we can take Wayfinder. I think at this point I want Wayfinder, but I'm not positive. We have 5 in the yard. We're going to have close to 6 mana, and this is going to cost... We're going to pay for it with 2 mana, 2 land mana, and 4 from the yard. So I guess I'll take the Wayfinder here. We no longer have a way to scout for or to dig into our library for more creatures, but I think that's going to be okay based on our board position. So I think he's in a lot of trouble. I'm actually not even interested in playing Wayfinder next turn. I guess we didn't need the Wayfinder. I mean, it fills the yard for delve creatures that we're going to draw later, but we end up winning the game in swift order, but we have not seen much of his deck. He could be missing a third color. We see Anticipate and Raise the Alarm. So I imagine he's going to have counter magic for our creatures and stuff. And because he's got these non-creature threats, token producers, we may want to double up on some Duress or Rakshasa's secret effects. Now, Epic Confrontation is a card we might consider cutting, because if he's playing all these tokens, it's not so much about one-for-oneing a creature with the confrontation. It's going to be more about having an awesome board position and hopefully duressing away some of his more expensive things like triplicate spirits. So that gives us 4 duresses, And I think I might actually play a second Rakshasa Secret. So we haven't screwed up the integrity of our graveyard producers, and we still have all these delve creatures. I'm going to try it like this. We might also want to play some fogs because his creatures are non-green, and he might create a crazy board position. I think I like that more than Rakshasa's Secret. And I think I like it more than Read the Bones as well. Um, the game I don't think is going to be as grindy as we would want for a card like Read the Bones for us to just take a full turn to scry 2 and draw 2. So I'm going to try this configuration. I'm wondering if there's anything else we need to consider here. What kind of creatures could he be playing to make Epic Confrontation good? I don't really know. So we're going to keep it like this, and we're going to submit, and we're going to use the second game as a way to gather more information and go from there. So this hand looks pretty sweet. We have a turn 1 Duress into turn 2 Wayfinder into turn 2 Threat. So I'm going to have to get some paper out here. And we're definitely keeping. So I am gonna duress him turn 1. It's gonna maximize my mana, and I have 4 duresses in the deck. So a subsequent one should be on its way here. So he's got 6 cards to reveal to us. Let's see what they are. Wow. All right. So we see 2 Evolving Wilds, an island. We see a card called Warflare, a card that we know called Treasure Cruise, and then Sand Step Outcast, which is going to get him a 2/1 and a 1/1 flyer. So what does this do? Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. He's a ways off from casting either of these. This will give his Outcast, make it a 4/2, and his other guy a 3/2. And they untap, so it's a combat trick. Whereas Treasure Cruise, he's pretty far off from casting. He's got these 3 wilds in his graveyard, and the War Flare. So I think I'm actually going to take the Flare. We can potentially just crush him with our plan, but I am going to take the Flare here. So let's see how that goes. It just gives him fewer ways to deal with the board position we are going to present. The Warflare is one of his ways to trade creatures off for our creatures, and we don't want him to be able to do that. So he just plays an island. We actually draw a second Duress, but I don't want to cast that yet. We're going to cast Satyr Wayfinder and try and find a land. Hopefully we do. Alright, we find more than enough land here. I think I'm going to take a Swamp because it comes into play untapped and allows us to not only duress but play another threat. So we'll do it like that. And we'll have 4 cards in the yard, then 5. So we can actually duress and then play Gurmag Angler next turn, which will be very sweet. Okay, so is he going to play Island and Outcast? No, he's going to play Wilds number 2. So here I guess I'm going to... Oh, no. Yeah, here I think I'm going to duress him. He may cast Raise the Alarm in response. We'll have 5 in the yard, making this cost 2. Yeah, that seems fine. Otherwise, we get his Treasure Cruise, which is also fine. It looks like it's Raise the Alarm, so... Yeah, he's just going to cast that. And we'll take the Treasure Cruise. His hand is Islands, Plains, Outcast. Excuse me. So now I will cast my 5/5, and hopefully that's good enough. And if I wanted to attack, I should have done it before casting Angler. As it stands, I'm not going to cast Angler, or I'm not going to attack, rather. So he gets a Swamp. He's 4 colors. So we know all of his cards except 1. And we can play around Warflare. Ooh, Impact Tremors. Alright, so we need to start clocking him. We know his last card is Sandstep Outcast, which is going to deal 2 to us. So can I make another guy? I can make a Necromancer's Assistant, which is not a great blocker, but we need to start clocking. I think I'm actually going to leave Satyr Wayfinder back, because we're going to take a lot of damage from Impact Tremors over the course of this game. We can also commune with the gods, but I don't think that gets us there. So he's going to chump block. That's pretty good for us. Yeah, we want to get on the board this turn. Cool. We are a little choked on green mana because we drew that commune the gods. But I think that's going to be okay because we can commune next turn and put at least 7 in our yard and then play our 3/5 Death Touch. So I think that's actually okay. Alright, so we know his hand. I don't think he's played his planes yet, so I think we know his hand exactly. So we're going to take 2, and I think that's going to be that. Next turn, I think I'm going to offer at least the Wayfinder. And then we can play another Angler here. I think this is what I want to do. We can commune and then play Angler or Attendance. Probably going to play Angler at this point. He's just going to take 6. Great. And we can take the Wayfinder. It will hopefully find us another land later. And it also keeps the train rolling. So I think this is fine. His last card, I believe, is Plains. So pretty happy about that. Just keep playing our Tarmogoyfs out, and I think it might be too much. Okay, so he has 1 unknown. If it's War Flare, he's just sending 1. Just 1 guy suiciding into Angler. Just with 1 guy. I mean, he might be setting up Raid. This could be a trick, even with that chat. He could be setting up Raid to get the 3/2 guy. He could have something that says like kill target blocker. I think I'm fine just taking 1. So we'll see what he was doing with that. It could have been an honest mistake, but it could also have been a destroy target blocking or attacking creature. Kill shot or something. I don't know if that's the card, but we'll see. So if we Wayfinder next turn, okay, and we also have a fetch. So I can Wayfinder and play Attendance. He could also have War Flare, which gives 4, 6. It's still not incredibly great. He could have Raise the Alarm, which deals 2 to us. Then still, I mean, he can only trade off like 1 guy. So Wayfinder puts 4 in the yard. The fetch puts another 5. So we can play Attendance. I think that's actually fine. So I'm going to send everybody except the assistant. We might even just send the assistant. I think we just send our whole team. How do we lose from here? We lose to like a Trumpet Blast. We lose to like a Raise the Alarm Trumpet Blast. So Raise the Alarm deals 2 to us. He doesn't make any trades. He goes to 1. Then untaps Trumpet Blast is 4, 7, 9, 11, 13. That's not even enough. So I think we're safe enough to attack with everything. We can basically beat his best draw, I think. Not 100% sure. And he is a little flooded. I mean, he does have, yeah, so there's the Raise the Alarm. We take 2. But his blocks, I mean, he can chump and chump and chump and chump, and he can trade with Assistant, but he's losing his board position heavily. Okay, so he's going to take 6. We lose Assistant. He loses his 2 tokens. All right, so I think we just continue with our plan here, which is Wayfinder. We don't need a land. I don't think we need that land, so I'm just going to use it as fuel for the graveyard. I'll just go ahead and sack this now. And I'll play my big fat fatty. So this deck is really working well so far. I mean, I think it's running very smoothly. And I think we're in a great position. Okay, we're at 13. Let's see if he attacks. He could just start suiciding. Sends his flyer, so we're at 12. So I don't know how to not die to a trumpet blast. I think we just attack with everything is the way we don't die to that. I feel like we have inevitability here. Just make him have to do something about all this. So he's at 4 now, and our board is just piling on. So we're gonna. I don't think this even puts enough. I think we can scout the borders and then cast a scavenger. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's right. And we can take a guy or not. I don't even think we need a guy at this point, but I'll go ahead and take one. Yeah, we have just enough. And we played a lot of fatties this game. We're at 4 so far, and now we have a blocker for his flyer, so that's pretty good. He's at 4. We can try and play around War Flare, but we don't have to play around anything too heavily because he's in a pretty poor position. And he's going to have to make some insane blocks. I mean, he's just been chumping and chumping. So it seems like our board position and development has been even better than a token producing deck. However, he's at like 4 colors, so looks like we got the concession. We've got our first match win here with this Delve deck. Whoop. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next round. Heyo, we are here in round 2 of MPDC 29.04. We are on the draw. I think we're going to keep this hand, though. It's not incredible. It's definitely a keep. This turn 1 duress might be blank because I think our opponent is playing mono green, formidable / devotion. Oh, he's not mono green. It looks like he's green blue. So we're going to go ahead and turn 1 duress, hopefully find our 3rd land to get some of this other stuff going. But I hope this hits. It does. All right, so he actually has no threats, so that's great so far. Evolving Wilds, 2 forests, Thornwood Falls. He has an Epic Confrontation, which I think I'm going to let him keep, and I think I'm just going to take Anticipate because it kind of screws up his hand. So let's just make sure we got this right. Evolving Wilds, 2 forests, the same art. Yeah, so we'll take the Anticipate here. And hope he stays off creatures for a while because I think that'll give us enough time to punish him. So there's the Evolving Wilds. We do find our 3rd land, but I think I'm still going to play Satyr Wayfinder here. Gets us a body, might get us an untapped land, and so forth. Yeah, there's our untapped land, so that's good. And we'll go ahead and pass. Next turn, I'm not sure what we're going to do. It kind of depends on what we draw. So there's the falls. It looks like he just didn't draw anything. And neither did we. So Secret is not great here. I think Scout the Borders is our best play, just because it can find us a creature directly. I mean, Necromancer's Assistant is a creature, so maybe that's better, but it kind of screws up our next few plays. I think I'm going to Scout the Borders. And I'll take our biggest creature, which is this 3/3 flyer. Bin a bunch of lands. So it looks like we can play that next turn. There's his forest. So his hand is forest, epic confrontation, and 3 unknowns. And there's a disciple. Okay, so we can actually... I can scout the borders for 3 and play a scavenger. If I'm playing scavenger this turn, the only other thing I can do is play Evolving Wilds. I think that's actually fine, and then next turn we can set up something better. So I'll go ahead and sack this and just tap out for the scavenger. And then we have way more options next turn with what we want to do. And definitely not attacking my 1/1 into the 3/3. So there's the forest, so now we only know about Epic Confrontation, which he can use to kill the scavenger, and that's fine. He has a Nessian Asp, so that could be a problem. 4/5. When he gets up to 7 mana, we're going to be a little bit in trouble. We'll definitely take the hit here. We could secret him this turn. I don't have another creature to play, though. So I think I'd rather commune first. Try and find a Death Touch guy. Because that blanks the Epic Confrontation pretty well. Ooh. I mean, he can fight either of our... He can fight any of this with the Epic Confrontation. I think my plan is to kill him with 6 power in the air. I mean, these are kind of good, but again, they die to Epic Confrontation pretty hard. So I think I'm going to take that. Now the question is, do I want to cast Rakshasa's Secret here? I think I actually do. This is going to be our best spot for it. We're kind of behind on the board, but what I want to do is sacrifice a bit of our board position to take his hand apart. We don't know what's in his hand besides that Epic Confrontation. So there's a chance that it's all gas. And if we take his land, it puts him further off of getting Monstrosity. So that's also good. Could be the case that we wanted to keep like an Angler or something. But I think we actually wanted, we want to find a Death Touch guy. So he's in the tank now. He's going to attack me for 7. I think we're actually just going to block. Trade the Scavenger with the Disciple, depending on what he does. So he pitched Epic Confrontation in Forest, so we don't know what the other card is. I'm just going to pass the turn, though. So next turn, I think I'm going to Scout and once again try and find my Death Toucher. And it depends what we draw. We can get a Scavenger out of it. Okay, he's just going to bash. He might just bash with the 4/5. He has 5 lands in play. Okay, so I'm going to try and take the trade here. Because taking 7 a turn is just not what we want to be doing. Alright, what else you got? Another one. So I still think I'm going to Scout. We really want a Death Touch creature. We don't find one. So I guess we just got to hope he doesn't have an Epic Confrontation. And we'll go ahead and play Gurmag Angler here. And no attacks. We might be able to outlast him here. We do have a Read the Bones to kind of recoup. And then I think next turn we can just dump both of these guys, so that's good too. We can actually probably dump all 3. This puts 3 in the yard, so we'll have 19. Yeah, we'll have plenty. Okay, he's close to Monstrous. I'm going to hopefully take a block here. He's very close to Monstrous. Finding a Death Touch creature would be great. We could also just Read the Bones. That might be better. Ooh, okay. So he's out of cards, so at least we know that where we stand. We can also just... Ooh, nice draw. We're going to kill an Asp. And then we're going to play a bunch of fatties. 4/5. So he becomes a 5/7. Kills this. 5/7 has 4 damage on him. I don't even know if we attacked there. Yeah, that's a great draw. We're definitely playing it. I just don't know if we're attacking. If he plays a land and casts and does monstrous, he becomes a 8/9. We have 5. We can block. Yeah, let's go ahead and not attack. But that's a solid draw. It's a really solid draw. Boom! That was epic. I don't think I attack, because then he can just block here. So I think we'll just go like this. Next turn we can cast Read the Bones if we want. Yeah, we're just defending against the Asp, and then we can start getting aggressive after that. If he has an untapped land. Nope, he has another Disciple, he gains 5. But no good attacks. Alright, so I could Commune. Or I could play Assistant. Assistant's not good here. Because we don't have anything to cast off the Delve. So I think it's either Read the Bones or Commune. And I think I want Read the Bones. I think we only have one confrontation left in the deck, but we could also find it. Commune can dig deeper to find us the Delve guy, the Death Touch guy. Maybe we play Commune. Let's play Commune. So we only have one good attack. We don't even have a good. We only have the flying. There it is. So yeah, we'll take him. So we're pretty clear there. I think I just attack in the air. Because this guy trades with a Disciple if he double blocks. I'm not really in love with that. We have 18 cards in the library, so we gotta get aggressive. Because we're getting to a point where we don't want to be milling ourselves and stuff anymore. So we want to kind of get rid of other enablers. Cool. So our board's okay. I'd love another Scavenger. We have how many left? Oops. We have 2 more in the deck. No, 1 more. Okay. We're looking fine so far. At this point, I guess we could take the trade. Let's read the bones first. See what we're working with. Oh, another confrontation is great. We might even want the other Death Touch guy. I think I'm going to take them both. So now I can confront with my Death Touch guy if I want, or use the Angler. We can kill this. We can also save it, but what's just the best, like... We could also send in the attendants. Yeah, let's confrontation here. We can send in either all 3 of these or just these 2. Or we can send in everybody. That's really aggressive, but this will have 4 on it. He can just put 1 more guy. You know what? I think I'm going to send everybody. Except for the Wayfinder. It seems aggressive, but I think we can make it work. Because double blocking this is a 2-for-1. Blocking this is a 1-for-1. Double blocking this is a 1-for-1. But it really just... Yeah, so it drops him down to 1 creature. He takes 6. So I like that. I think we're on track here. We do lose 2 of our creatures, but it's okay. I think we're on track. Yep, that's fine. Everything's fine how it is. Yep. Cool. So now we can attack again. Oh, he's going to attack us. Okay. That's fine with me. So I can scout and probably play 2 dudes. I think I like that. We can attack with everybody. Yeah, we'll definitely be able to play 2 dudes. We just have to be careful how we cast the mana. So what are our chances of hitting a green guy versus a black creature? We have 2 mandrills in the yard. So we only have 2 mandrills left that we can hit. We can also hit, angler, scavenger. So I think I'll just use all my green here. And we find angler. Cool. All right, 9 cards in the library. Let's see how that goes. It's looking pretty good. So we were able to break up that board quite a bit. I think we just Alpha Strike again. Yeah, we have really good attacks, so just break them down. I don't think we need to send this, though. I think we just play Attendance as a blocker. He's going to take all of it. I don't think we need to mill ourselves anymore. I don't think. We'll see. He's at 3, so, I mean, there's not a lot he can do. Yeah, we got this. Cool. Got game 1. Very good. Down to 8 cards in the library. So let's just attack with everything. Alright, so he's basically the formidable deck. I think he's playing Anticipate and Treasure Cruise. He's also playing Epic Confrontation. And some big fat fatties. Like, this is the most problematic creature. Stampeding Elk Herd is probably an issue as well. Didn't see it in his deck, but he's probably got it. I think Duress is something we want to cut. I actually felt really lucky that we were able to hit something with it. I think Epic Confrontation is one of our stronger cards. I also think that Sedge Scorpion as a Death Touch creature for 1 mana that can just stall his board out is going to be something we want. Death Touch creatures are going to be a big deal in this match. That leaves us with 1 slot left. The Secret was okay. It took away his Epic Confrontation at a critical point. And Read the Bones just draws us into more action to clear things up. So I think it's actually a slightly better. I think I want to just leave it like this. This obviously doesn't do anything because all of his creatures are green. We didn't see anything that these would be good for. So let's try this. Hope that he doesn't have a really fast start. He obviously had a slow start in that game. Considerably slow, which we lucked out and were able to outlast. This hand is interesting because it has no fatties. It has too many lands. So I think I have to mulligan. He's mulliganed as well. I think, yeah, having only 2 action spells, this only gets us a land. This gets us nothing. We have to mulligan. This hand's a little weird, but I think we're going to have to keep. And again, we're just going to hope that he doesn't have too quick of an opening. I mean, a turn 2 Commune with the Gods would be great. Even a Wayfinder would be fine. There's a Scorpion, so we're going to have to play that. And at this point, I'm probably okay blocking. Fills up our yard, stops his aggression. Okay, he's main phase anticipating, trying to find a land. Like I said, I think we can block. He took the land. He also has a Scorpion. Okay, he didn't attack. So we're going to play Assistant. We do have a flyer, so that could make a big difference, and I'm not going to attack. Next turn we have 4 mana -3, so we can play any of these. I think I'm going to play the... Well, I might play the Angler, but I think I'm going to play the Scavenger just to get early beats and hope that he does not have an Epic Confrontation. I'll trade the Assistant for this. This is just too much of a problem on the board for us to want to deal with. Okay, so he traded his Centaur for the Assistant. That was kind of strange. And now we have a confrontation, but I'm not too worried about that. We don't have enough to play multiple things. So I'll just play Scavenger now. The fact that he used that up makes me feel like he has more to use, but so there could be the case that we want to just get rid of. I guess we could attack there at that point. We're willing to trade off, but oh, he has a plummet. That's a pretty narrow card, sideboard card. I think I'm willing just to attack and trade these off. He could be holding up Disdainful Stroke, which is fine. But if not, I guess we want Mandrills to trample over this. That's a lot of mana. Treasure Cruise! Or Mandrills himself. Nope, just the Cruise. So that's a pretty good draw. Okay, so I'm still going to send the Scorpion. And then I guess I'll play Wayfinder and Angler. We want to create a board position that, there goes our Read the Bones, that punishes him for only having that Death Touch guy back. And we may end up having to 2-for-1 ourselves, but this confrontation should pay off. I don't know what he has. I mean, he could use something to make his Death Touch guy fight us. Okay, so this we can kill for sure. Yeah, and I think we do... Well, he doesn't have Formidable, but it's a 5/5, so... We put 3 in our yard, we can still play Mandrills. So I think we just kill this. And I think we just either send these two or send everything, but I'm going to send just these two. Just enough. So I think at this point I send both Mandrills. One will die, but he's going to take 7 from it. We're obviously hell-bent, and he has 4 cards. So there's some things to consider for sure. I mean, he could roadblock us with a 4/5 or a 5/5. Yep, there's the 4/5. We could draw another epic confrontation, that's for sure. That was just our first one. Okay. And he's... Okay, so I think we just pass. We could trade our Scorpions off, but I think the Scorpion's the best blocker for his Asp. Ooh, he got us. Okay, well, I think we just cast that. Could be the case that we shouldn't have used our confrontation so early, but I think it was a good plan to get rid of his 5/5 and just make it so our board would be quite strong, but now we're going to have to count on Scavengers and the like. So he has Monstrosity, but we have a Scorpion. Clogging up the ground here. He has 2 cards in hand. Let's see what he does. So, ooh, we just got savagely punched. All right, so that's actually a pretty good draw. Let's go ahead and cast that bad boy. He has one card left. So it's just an angler, but I suppose we'll take it. Yeah, our board isn't doing much of anything at the moment, but we'll see. Things can change. He just passes. So I'm also just going to pass. It looks like he's going to go monstrous. But he doesn't have a reliable way to get rid of this, it seems. Wow, that's really awesome flavor text. Ooh, yeah, monstrous. Right. Yep, nothing else to it. So we're kind of in limbo here. I'm just going to F6. Ooh, that's gross. But we're still okay. We just have to not time out. And we could still win this game with scavengers. So, there's that. He's got a million scorpions. I don't really know what we're supposed to do about that. I think we're just supposed to win with scavengers. So that's exactly my plan. Yeah. So I'm not sure. His last card might just be a blank. We will know shortly, I think, what's going on with him. So now it looks like we can start bashing. If he attacks with everything, I put Wayfinder on Scorpion, Scorpion on the monstrous Asp, and then I put all my fatties on the, yeah, so we'll just block here. All my fatties on the unmonstrous Asp. The game is on. The race has begun. Just sends two. Well, it's not going to do a lot. I was hoping to draw another scavenger. I'm just going to hold that card. Oh, it has reach! It has reach! No! It has reach. Oh my god. Terrible. There's actually no way for me to win this. Holy hell. Well, that was a huge mistake. He's still kind of stopped up. Except we're taking two every turn. Holy hell, dude. Can't believe I missed that. Alright, is that no basics left? There has to be basics left. Maybe not. So, what are we drawing to? I guess our Death Touch guy. He's going to Treasure Cruise. That's going to be a problem. And we're ahead on clock now, so he has to beat us in every way, shape, and form. Wow. Well, I guess I'll forever remember that. The fact that he's in the trees in the art should have also tipped me off. Looks like we might be in trouble here. Yep, I'll take two. Okay, that kind of doesn't matter. What can I do with that? It's a 2-for-1 on my Scorpion. Can't really do anything with this. I mean, I can kill one of his 3/3s, but they're already pretty much stopped. So I guess I have to hold this and hope for something better to come around. Or something, we don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to see. We gotta see what the draws have in store for us. Yep, I'll take 2. Yeah, that would be a problem, stampeding elk herd, so that's a good reason to hold this back. It gives all his guys trample. These become crazy with trample, and it becomes a real problem. So this game got interesting. Oh man, this card isn't even that good for us. There he is. All right, let's hope he doesn't have what I'm thinking he might have. Maybe we do the attendant because if he can pump this up with aspect of Hydra, it's still gonna die. So we leave up 2 mana. It becomes a 4/7 death touch. Ooh, does he have the stroke? No. He does not. I think that's our best play because now we have 2 death touchers to block these, and we still are taking 2 every turn, but I think we can eventually. We're at 19 cards in the yard, or yeah, in our library, so that actually is a problem. Also, we might just mill ourselves, which is not good. But we're gonna stay in the game just to draw his clock down as much as possible. If he attacks with both death touchers on the asps, everything else on the coursers. Another treasure cruise. Another treasure cruise. Yeah, elk herd is going to be a huge problem. I guess not that bad, but it's still pretty bad. Yikes. Yikes. I'm not blocking. I'm not blocking your scorpions. Pretty much ever. So the blue splash is really interesting. It keeps his threats coming. Yep, not blocking. Yeah, I guess we play this. He has 4 cards in hand. I think we want another death touch guy. Rah. Oh, he's got disdainful stroke. Well, it's quite a bit of disdain that we're being made to feel. So he's getting to the point where he can attack us for like a lot. Let's see if he does that. We actually only take 5 if we make the best possible blocks. But that's still, I mean, we lose 2 guys. He loses like 4. Yeah. Alright, I might give up one of my mandrills at this point, depending if it resolves. Alright, we might actually block one of the scorpions. This thing has reach, guys. It can block flyers. Alright, we are gonna trade off this for that. Ouch. Do we even need to kill anything? It's probably better than not. If he can attack with everything. Block, block. Yeah, I think we do. So I'll kill the guy with the most power. I don't know if that's right, but okay. Still doesn't want to attack. I think we're dead to the next attack. Oh, maybe not. I thought we were dead to the next attack. I have 9 cards left in library. So he's probably just planning to mill me out here. I'm not sure how we change the boarding because his board gets so insane that we literally can't get through because these asps have reach. So I think our plan after this is going to be to try and kill the asps with epic confrontations. And then, okay, this is looking pretty bad. I think I'm dead. So we actually have to end up chump blocking, which kind of sucks. Yep, that's what we got to do though. Gonna make him do everything. Wow, plummets. Actually working. Just any spot removal possible will do the trick. So if he just alpha strikes, we lose. Oops. So we will just take a huge hit. Alright, this is gonna be tough. The blue splash is pretty effective against us because not only does it give him more ways to 1-for-1, but he draws into more and more threats. So that's pretty rough. I think we may want to play some duresses to get rid of his removal spells. But I don't know what we cut. I guess we cut Read the Bones. We don't actually have room. Do we cut one of our worst enablers like the assistant? I mean, we can't really afford to play that many copies. I think maybe just 2. We cut 1 assistant. Let's try that. And we'll see how this goes. It's going to be a really close match. So hopefully he gets tangled up with some bad draws. We'll keep this. We could have opted to cut out the scavengers just to make his plummets completely blank, but I don't think that's actually a good strategy. So it's up to us if we want to play Wayfinder or Commune. I think I'm going to play Wayfinder. He actually just passes. We have all the lands we need. It maybe is better to Commune for a real fat creature. I think that's maybe better. We have either Mandrills or Attendant, and Mandrills is easier to cast. Attendant's good, but we can't cast it next turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It costs 8. Maybe it is better. It's better defensively too. This is gonna bash through a couple guys. I think we'll take this. 4, 5. Yeah, so we can cast it next turn. He could just leave up Disdainful Stroke. If he doesn't play anything, we'll know. We probably shouldn't. Okay, he's not. Oh. Son of a. So now we're going to audible. We're going to play Satyr Wayfinder and Scavenger. He missed a land, though. He missed a land, though. Oh my goodness. 3 Gurmag Anglers go down the drain. That's not good. But we still might be able to get there. He needs the right answers exactly. He does have a lot of spells, but he missed a land, so that's going to be pretty huge for us. Oh, there's his land drop. 3-3. Okay. Not too bad yet. Not too bad yet. We're in fine shape. We can also confront that, but I don't think we want to just yet. So can I Wayfinder into this? I think so. So definitely attack here. So I think we just put all of these in the yard, right? It fuels everything else. We have enough lands here. So we're going to cast you. And things are pretty intense. Ooh, he has no attack. So is he just leaving up counter magic? It's a real question. I don't think I want to play this yet because we don't have anything to do with it. The only thing I'm wondering about is the epic confrontation. We don't need to use it yet. We've got him pretty stuck. So I'm just going to attack and play my land. I don't want to use Satyr Wayfinder till I draw into some more action. So here comes Nessie and Asp. Can I kill it? I can with the Shambling Attendant's epic confrontation. So maybe we can get there. Gonna F6. And here comes Nessie. Maybe. Man, we lost 3 Gurmag Anglers to our own Delving. Ooh, he killed it! You bastard. So he's sitting on a counter for sure. I'm gonna attack with these guys first. I don't know if I even want to scout. I think I do want to scout. But I'd really like to find a duress afterwards. I guess we take another one of these. I mean, I can play it, but it frees up his mana a bit. So I think I just wait. Because there's no real rush for us to force that down his throat. Especially if he's just going to take 2. He's eventually going to have to do something, right? So once he makes his move, then we can try and break him. Yeah, so there's the Asp. So this is great. 4-5, yeah, this will be a whatever. So let's just do it. Bash him for 2. And we still don't need to play Wayfinder, but I will do this just to get this get the land out of my yard or out of my deck. And I don't know what's going to happen. I think the board's going to get stalled up, which is going to kind of suck. All right, well, at least that's cleared up. Now he's going to treasure cruise for 3 and hopefully not draw another Scorpion. But we have an opening to bash for 5, which is cool. Oh, that's good. And we have an opening to resolve this. All right, he's at 6, so even one guy we can kind of go around. Yeah, I think we'll just go around this. And play another. We'll play Wayfinder just as a threat. Oh, disgusting. Is he just dead here? Oh my god. Hang on, I want to make sure I did this correctly. Wow. I think we just did it, guys. Unreal. All right, we take this match 2-1. We are up 2-0 going into round 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. That was a great draw off the top of our deck. We'll see you guys later. It's round 3, and we've lost our third die roll. And this hand looks kind of weird because we can't do anything until turn 3 if we draw a land. So we either need to draw a land or a turn 2 delve enabler. We have 19 lands and we have 8 turn 2 delve enablers. So that's a pretty good chance over the next 3 draw steps. I think we can keep. It's kind of clunky otherwise, especially with 2 shambling attendants. But we did find that land, so we'll see how it goes. Turn 3 scout the borders. This might be a mulligan, but just passes. We're just going to pass also. We do have a lot of threats, so if the game will go long enough, we can eventually get there. So this is, oh, this is actually pretty nice. Maybe we start with that. He looks like he's mono blue. He might be there's like a combo deck running around. I think we want to put 5 in our library instead of 3. 3 is actually okay. Let's do 3. Because this is also a creature. He might be able to counter it. So we'll see what happens. He is going to counter it. Okay. Okay. What's your next color? Or are you really mono blue? Okay, so I'm going to do this, because then I can make another play. We're just going to keep jamming threats. I think that's important. And we can take a creature, or we can just put them all in the bin. Creature or land? I think I'll take a land then. And we can play either of these. I think this is our worst, the worst of our threats, so I'll offer this up first. Okay. Next up will be probably the mandrills. Ooh. Uh-oh, but we have an opening. So I think we want to play the... I was going to say the 5/5, but I think the Death Touch guy is even better for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we can't play him. So I guess we have to play the Angler at this point. 5. So that's going to use up all of our graveyard, but it's kind of the hand that we decided to keep is like that. So hopefully it's good. Blue-black, so he's got Eternal Thirst coming. He was holding that for quite some time. Oh, looks like just a Treasure Cruise. Alright, so it looks like we can block if we want. We don't even have to. I mean, we've got some pretty good threats on our own. But this might be our only opportunity to block. So I think I probably will. Oh, he's not going to offer the trade. So in that case, ooh, read the bones, huh? I don't think I cast that yet. I think I cast that next turn. Because it doesn't add to our board and it doesn't make it possible for mandrills to come down. So I think we play that later. So I think we bash here and play mandrills for 6. Which in this format, a 4/4 trampler for 6 is still arguably reasonable. So that's the one way that this deck flows, is that when it's drawn quote unquote too many lands or drawn enough lands, you can then just start hard casting your guys a lot of the time. So here comes Thirst. No. Here comes a token producer. Interesting. Flurry of Horns. Oh. Whirlwind Adept number 2. Let's see if he wants to double block. Ooh, nice draw. Nice draw. That was a good draw, Jason. Good one. Oh, baby. Sorry. There goes your nullify. So 2 sprays, a strike, and I'm pretty sure we're taking that nullify. Um, yeah. So let's do it. Because he only has one red source. Cool. So now we're going to cast Read the Bones. Still not going to be able to do anything really this turn, but do we want Scout the Borders? Probably just to fill our graveyard. We draw Forest so we can cast it now. And get a badass creature. 7. Probably just a Scavenger just so we can... No, it dies to the Lightning Strike. So I guess it's Mandrills. And we're going to bash with the Gurmag Angler. He could double block, but that's fine with me. And then next turn we know that he can lightning strike us and make his guys into 5/3s, but it really doesn't matter. The Gurmag Angler, we might even just want to... It's probably too ambitious to attack with both. So I'll just send one. If he draws a red source, we are kind of in trouble because he double bolts this and we take 12. But hopefully we can correct that. So we know his hand except for the one unknown, which he's about to cast right now. Looks like Anticipate. I don't think he can get above 4 toughness, but we shall see. So we know his hand, except for the card he's going to take with Anticipate. He's also at 10, so we're kind of close to getting him there as well. He made his choice. If he sends in both, it's clear he can pump, but I think I still block, just so I don't take 12. He's sending just 1. Alright, well, I'm going to block. And then he has a way to block my Angler, but I don't care that much. Here he'd have to burn the strike and whatever this is. So he's going to Magma Spray my guy? Okay. So his hand is Magma Spray, Lightning Strike, and 2 unknowns. And I have Death Touch creatures now. Pretty cool. I think I'm going to play my Death Touch creature. Because no matter how big his guys get, the Death Touch will make him pay. 6, 7, 8. Mwahahaha. So this hand that we kept early that had all these big guys is now paying off for us a little bit. So we still know Magma Spray, Lightning Strike. And he's nowhere close to killing us. So that's good. He has a third one. And he has to use the Lightning Strike to even kill our guy. So that's pretty cool. Well, I think we can bash with both, actually. So represents a lethal attack. We have several follow-ups coming. And we're at 20, so I think this is fine. And he basically has to lightning strike me, trades the guys 1 for 1. Yeah, go for it. Cool. Bzzzt. I'm struck by lightning. So that's going to make it real hard for him to stop the other stuff. Okay. So everybody just trades. So I'm going to commune first, and then I can possibly cast all of this. Just take another Mandrills. So we have 6, and 8 is 14. This is 6 plus 8 again is 14 again. So I'll just take this for now, and I'll play Attendants and Mandrills. I can play the other mandrills next turn. And his hand is Magma Spray and one unknown, or two unknowns rather. My Death Touch creature can hold him back. Oh, I found another one. Or Weave Fate. He's Weaving Fate. We are almost hellbent, but I think we'll be just enough to get there. This is possibly his last win condition also. So I played quite a bit of this matchup on the other side when I was testing Izzet Control a lot. And I did not like the matchup for Izzet Control, so... Okay, we know he has Magma Spray. I don't think he can get his guy above 4 toughness. Not with only 4 mana, so... I'm just going to send in the clowns. Okay. Okay. So that guy's exiled. And would you like to have your guy die? No. Well, let's hope that he didn't pick up a disdainful stroke somewhere along the way. Cool. Well, this is a lethal board. So, see if we got him. All right, we got him. Game 1. So now off to the sideboarding, and I think Epic Confrontation is pretty much a whiff because his creatures are hexproof. This card I think was actually quite good against me, so we may want some more of those. This was obviously very nice in stopping him from countering my subsequent plays. So I think we just want this. We probably want Scorpion too, though, just to kill his Adept. I mean, he's got a lot of ways to kill it, but he's got to use those ways on our bigger creatures. So maybe we cut Read the Bones. I'm actually going to try it like this. And we'll try and do what we just did, which is race the Adept and make our board position better than his. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we can adjust accordingly. But Adept is, I mean, he's really leaning on the Adept to try and win, so we'll have to see what he can do in that regard. Ooh, a bunch of duresses. We're missing green, though, but does that make it worth it? We have 15 green sources in the deck, and we can cast 3 duresses to make up for it. So I think we can keep 15 green sources is pretty good. This could be a mistake, but we'll see. So most of his hands are going to be non-lands. So he has Wilds, Island, Swamp, Anticipate, Nullify, Stroke. So for now we can take the Anticipate if we want, and then next turn we can take the other counters, and that just leaves him with nothing. So I think I will take the Anticipate for now, because we're nowhere close to getting hit by these. So I am going to take Anticipate. Then if we want, we can take the other 2, because there's nothing he can do about it. And that might be good enough to buy us time and see. I think he's going to play Wilds here to get his red source. There's not really anything for him to counter on turn 2. So that's interesting if we draw a land, but it's not even that great. So I think we just take his other 2 counters. See what he picked up. Picked up an Eternal Thirst. I'm gonna let him keep that. So for now, I'll just take the Nullify and Disdainful Stroke. So now he has no protection against our creatures. But we don't have a green source, so this could be a problem as well. And he has Thirst. So he played his island, and we're going to have to pass. We took the Stroke, the Nullify. Yeah, so his hand is... He just played his island, and he drew a fresh card, right? So his hand is Swamp, Thirst, and 1 Unknown. And we have nothing to do. Alright, we have 3 in the yard. So Scavenger costs 3. Yep, we got F6. So this might be a little hairy, but once we find something, we should be good. It was perfect. There's the swamp. It was perfect until I didn't draw lands. You're right. Or his hand was perfect. I don't know what he means. I think he means my hand was perfect till you duressed the shit out of me. F6. There it is. So now I can get my Scavenger. I think I'll just do it. And I think he's going to counter it. Nope, he's going to Lightning Strike it. Yep. Bzzzt, there he goes. So he has Thirst, 2 unknowns. Thirst and 1 unknown. So we can go Wayfinder or Scout. I think we play Wayfinder. Get another land. Take a forest. And we can play Mandrills. Just kind of force him to have an answer every time, and he didn't. So now okay, cool. Bash first. Now we scout. Excuse me. Now we scout. I think we're just gonna run over him here, because we know one of his hands is a blank at the moment. I'll take Angler. It's our most excuse me, our most threatening guy. Sorry about that. Don't mean to cough all in the microphone like that. Oh, he did find an answer. Oh no, he's okay. Yeah, he did. So he has to draw Adept like immediately. Looks like he did. Oh no, he didn't. So his last card is Eternal Thirst. No problem there. Here we do have enough to cast Assistant and Angler, so I'm going to do that. It's just really, really aggressive and really forceful that it puts him in a pretty tough spot. We can't cast anything else, but we might just be able to ride this. That's 9 damage. Yeah, we're short here. Okay, let's pass. Got him. So it's as simple as that. I mean, you just play Tarmogoyfs and they attack for a buttload. So thanks to our opponent for playing. Thanks to you guys for watching. We are 3-0, and I think there's going to be like a cut to top 8 or something. At this point, I may just decide to drop because I want to let other people play in the top 8. Also, this whole tournament, top 8, top 4, finals takes up a lot of time. It's more videos, and I'm not sure that you guys really want to watch like 7 videos or something. So this could be the last match. In that case, I may decide to do some kind of wrap up at the end. But otherwise, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you later.